Hello. You're muted, Carol. There's Ed.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I heard now.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Hello.
We can
Ed?
hear you.
Okay, good. I can hear you all.
Okay, great. Looks like you're in your car again.
I am. My little safe spot.
Okay. We see you, Tim.
Well, this should be an interesting experiment.
Well, it should. It should. I used to do computer meetings all the time at work, but we didn't have video. It was strictly audio and sharing presentations. So this will be different.
We've been using this for 4 weeks for Sunday school lessons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and it does pretty well.
I've been watching online, so I've been able to catch our church and Red Bank Baptist Church, and then my Phil's cousin's church in South Carolina.
Well, you're about churched out, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Been great.
Kim, you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Hear you. You're muted. Of course, Ruthie's got control of that. She might be tired of listening to you.
What about now?
Now you can. Now, there you
Okay.
are.
That's good.
All right. Yeah, I think her and the Ruchino is trying to get logged in.
My internet has been real slow. There must be a lot of people using Zoom this evening.
Kim, have you had any indication of interested citizens who might be going to log on?
I haven't heard of any.
Will you be able to see if they do?
Yes.
Tim, I've got a question about the city of Red Bank. And when is it going to open, like the restaurants and other businesses? Do you know?
I was going to address that in my city manager's report tonight, but we're going to follow Governor Bill Lee's order in the counties.
Okay.
And so until I get that, I can't give you a direct answer yet.
Okay.
Hi, Tyler. You want to check your audio?
Hey,
Hey, Tyler.
yeah, can everybody hear me okay?
We can.
Yes.
Good.
We see Ruth walking. Oh, yeah. I see you, Ruth.
That's a good looking ink pen you got there. Big, isn't it?
Here, this is.
Hey, Tim, would you mind just repeating what you were just saying before I jumped on the call?
I was telling Ed that I was going to address it in my city manager's report tonight, but
That's fine. You can do it. That's good.
okay.
I can wait.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm nervous.
Are you?
Yeah. This is not a good way to do your first commission meeting. Commission meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be
You
fine.
did great.
It'll be fine. Hi, Arnie.
Hey, Ruth.
Hi, Ed and Carol.
Hello.
I've had a lot of these meetings recently.
I bet you have.
A lot of video conference meetings. I was actually on a new platform I haven't been on until today. It's
Oh, yeah?
WebEx.
WebEx?
That's the fourth one. So
We used to
Zoom
use
is all that.
GoToMeeting and WebEx, and then my son used Blue Jeans. So
I don't know that one.
I had not done Jeans or not done Zoom. There you go, Ruth. You're straight.
Am I straight?
You're straight now.
Ruthie was crooked.
Let me get my.
I think you look good on video.
Who are you talking to?
Ruthie, you look good on video.
Oh, thank you.
You and Ruthie. I looked yesterday, Ed and I were in the car, and I had it down here, and I thought, oh my goodness.
You do learn. I decided it'd be easier to sit in front of the computer than try my phone.
Yeah. Okay, we got about 1 minute. Ruthie, is that what you got?
I've got 1 minute.
Okay. Y'all cross your fingers for me. Hope I don't mess up.
You won't. You'll be fine.
If you do, Ruthie and I'll fix the minutes.
Okay. Okay. Ready?
We got our do we have our tape recorder or our digital recorder turned on?
Yes, it is recorded.
So we can delete all this beforehand. The chitter chatter. Okay. All right. The April 21st, 2020 Red Bank Commission meeting is called to order. The commission meeting is being conducted via Zoom. We're new at this and we are kind of feeling our way along as we go. We'll probably make mistakes and there will probably be some degree of difficulty speaking back and forth. But if everyone can be patient, we'll work our way through this meeting and just try to do the best we can, while keeping everything out in the open available to the public. Public notices of this meeting has been advertised in the paper of general circulation, on the Chattanoogan.com website, and on the City of Red Bank's website at www.redbanktn.gov. Public notice of this meeting has also been posted on the front door of City Hall and the Police Department. No citizens' comments will be addressed until we reach the citizens' comment section of the agenda, and then comments should be kept at a maximum of 3 minutes. City Manager Kim Thornberry, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Vice Mayor Janot.
Here.
Commissioner Howell.
Here.
Commissioner LeCompte.
Here.
Commissioner Rose.
Here.
Okay. At this time, Commissioner Howell will give the invocation and City Manager Thornberry will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
You bow your heads. God, we thank you for this day and the opportunity to come together to do the business of the City of Red Bank. We ask that you give us wisdom and insight as we make decisions, and be with the people who are sick and suffering right now, Father. Bring a swift end to this crisis. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, and we'll now do the pledge. Everybody can join in. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the
Of the United States of America,
and to the
and to the
republic
republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and
and
justice.
justice for all.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Next, we'll have consideration of the minutes for approval or correction for March the 3rd for the agenda work session and the commission meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll move for approval. Go ahead, Carol. I'll second.
Right.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner Rose was first and Commissioner Howell was the second. Okay, next we'll have communication from the mayor, or acting mayor, Vice Mayor Ruth Janot. I have a couple of things. I just want to say that the last few weeks has been very challenging and a difficult time for everyone in our country, and our city's been no exception. We're extremely blessed in Red Bank with our dedicated employees. Fire Chief Mark Matthews, Police Chief Ben Seymour have done a great job. Our city manager, Tim Thornberry, and city reporter, Ruthie Rowan, have gone above and beyond what their normal jobs entail. Their dedication and their commitment to this city is commended, and I just don't have enough words to express my gratitude for everything that they've done. They've been back and forth with the mayor, the city, county mayors of Hamilton County, and the governor, and they've just done an amazing job. The next thing I have is the Red Bank Community Food Pantry. They have asked me to thank the Red Bank Police Department for their help with traffic control during their distribution days. The food pantry has fed 250 families this month. And I just think it's an amazing service to our community, especially these days where people are hurting. Their distribution days are the first Thursday from 11 to 1, third Thursday from 5 to 7. And they're still taking donations. $10 buys 30 pounds of food. And that can be mailed to the church, Red Bank United Methodist Church, or online at www.redbankfoodpantry.org. And that's all I have.
We'll move on to Commissioner's report. Commissioner Howe.
I'd like to echo what Acting Commissioner said about the city staff. Thank you for your efforts and innovative thinking, and this is innovative too that we're trying this. So thank you for your work over the last few weeks. Looking forward to an end to this, and one of the nice side effects of it, it's been really nice to have good weather, and I've been able to talk to a lot of my neighbors just out walking and being around. So we social distance, but it has been nice to connect with people. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner LeCompte.
I'd like to thank everyone with this meeting tonight, and wished we were actually at the City Hall and being able to be there with our citizens. But I'm just glad to be here, and thank all of our for working as hard as they do. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Rose.
You know, with it so pretty outside, it's kind of hard to imagine such horrible things going on, such as a tornado last week that we thankfully were not affected by. But I'm just appreciative of all the work that has been done. We've been in communication with the city manager. I know the decisions they've been making to make sure everyone stays safe, that our frontline workers are protected, and that they are available for all our citizens, that, you know, should we have gotten any infections, that someone would have been available. Make sure that's just critically important that our police and fire are there, public works. It's just really a lot of work that they've done, and we appreciate all of it. Echoing everything that Vice Mayor Ruth Janot said, and we really just appreciate all the efforts that have been made.
Thank you, Commissioners. Can we move on to the City Manager's report?
Yes, I know it's on everybody's mind about when we're going to reopen the city. Had a conversation with Mayor Coppinger today, who has been in conversation with Governor Bill Lee. And of course, with the commission being agreeable, I think the city will follow the state of Tennessee and Hamilton County on when we will reopen the city, along with its parks and playgrounds. There will still need to be social distancing in place and other restrictions and procedures to follow if you are permitted to open. The city is currently awaiting Governor Bill Lee's order to see what the limitations and restrictions will be. Once we have them, we will issue a press release on the matter.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Thornberry. Next, we have unfinished business, which we have none. We'll move on to new business. And you all have a copy of all this in front of you. So it will be, the first thing is ordinance number 20-1167. This ordinance is amending the sign ordinance by adding a new subsection in relation to content-based restrictions as it relates to the general topic of goods, services, and/or events available for sale for on-premises and off-premises signs. Do we have any discussion?
No.
No? Okay, do I have a,
I'll make a motion to approve.
okay, thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that passes.
Um,
The next
Vice
one, we'll move
Mayor?
on.
Acting Mayor, if you could read the ordinance that's
Okay.
listed on the agenda.
The whole ordinance?
Yeah, instead of what I gave you, what I
Okay.
typed up for you.
Okay. Let me
No,
find
no,
it.
you don't have to read the whole ordinance, just number B under section 10. First
Oh,
page.
okay. I got you. Okay, we'll move on to section B, and that's ordinance number 20-1168. This ordinance is amending the Red Bank personnel policies to allow the city manager to make necessary determinations and to implement necessary and appropriate personnel work schedules and personal policies and procedures and changes from time to time in the event of a declared emergency or a public health emergency. Do we have any questions? Okay, all right. I'm sorry, let me back up. I'm gonna reread that, okay? We're gonna go to ordinance 20-1168. And it's an ordinance of the city of Red Bank, Tennessee, to amend the ordinance number 15-1036. The Red Bank personnel ordinance codified at Appendix A to the Red Bank City Code, first reading. Okay. Do we,
Okay, and as I understand it, this is to allow us some flexibility in a state of emergency or what we're under right now with our scheduling now and in the future. Right?
that's right. Is that right?
Yes.
Mayor, can we let our attorney speak?
Sure. Go ahead, Mr. Attorney.
Yeah, let me address that a second or two. The city has inherent authority to do the things that we were doing with putting some of the people on paid leave and keeping some working and keeping a reserve force. But a person in the comptroller's office that deals with municipalities was of the opinion that there ought to be some explicit written authority to do that in order to keep there from being a finding, capital F finding, on our annual audit that these matters had not been provided for in the original budget ordinance. And so it's a hyper-technical provision, but since the logical place to put it was in the personnel policies ordinance, that's where we elected to just express the broad authority that the city manager has anyway. And as you can see, there's a reservation for the commission that if you don't like it, you can repeal it, or you can redo it, or you can say, yeah, attaboy type thing. So it just was a technical revision of the ordinance in order to kind of keep things straight and keep the comptrollers and the CPAs happy about what has been going on and what Tim's been keeping you all informed of all along. That's just my.
Thanks, Arnie.
Thank you. Do we have any questions?
No.
Okay. This entails a roll call vote. City Manager, will you call a roll?
You need a motion and a second, please.
I'm sorry. This is all new to me. We need a motion.
Move approval.
Okay, Commissioner Rose, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, now we need a roll call vote.
Vice Mayor Janelle,
Yes,
Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Commissioner LeCompte,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose.
Yes.
okay. Okay, we're gonna back up. That motion passes. And we're gonna back up to new business, ordinance A, ordinance number 2011-67. That's an ordinance of the city of Red Bank to revise the Red Bank sign ordinance codified at Title 9, Section 9-801 ET section, and to be known as the omnibus Red Bank sign ordinance reconciliation ordinance of April 2020. And we will need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, and that will be also a roll call vote.
Can I ask a technical question before we go on? Do I need to rescind my previous motion for this on this ordinance?
That's a good question, Tyler. I'm new at this. This is my very first meeting and I'm nervous, so.
I know.
I think the
Okay.
record would show we took it out of order a little bit, and so the prior discussion would just become a nullity.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, well, you don't need to, but you can if you want to.
it's okay. Let's move on.
So we're good?
We're good.
City manager,
Yeah, we're good.
We need a roll call on this.
we need a roll call vote.
Vice Mayor Janelle,
Yes,
Commissioner Howell,
Yes.
Commissioner LeCompte,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose.
Yes.
that passes. So we'll move on to Article C, which is resolution number 20-1338, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, adopting bank form resolutions and authorizing signers for signature cards. That is to change all bank accounts of the city at the First Tennessee Bank. Do we have any questions on this?
No.
Okay, if not, this is, we just, okay, Kim,
You need a motion, please.
just need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, do a second? Okay, all right, we'll call, all in favor say aye.
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 Nay, any unfavorable? Okay, that passes. Okay, we're good? Okay. We got somebody else on here. We're going to move on to D, which is resolution number 20-1339. It's a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, adopting bank form resolutions and authorizing signers for bank signature cards. This is for the resolution to change the cards, signature parties on the drug fund confidential account for the city at the First Tennessee Bank. I need a motion on that one.
Move for approval.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that carries. Thank you. Then we'll move on to E, resolution number 20-1340, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, authorizing the city manager to submit an application for the governor's local government support grant. This is a resolution authorizing the city manager to submit an application for the governor's 100% funded support grant for roadway repairs and paving improvements at a cost of $289,635. Is there any questions on that? I need a motion.
Move
I'll
approval.
make a motion to approve.
Okay. We need a second.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we need, all in favor say aye.
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 The ayes have it, and that passes. Any nays? Okay, all right, that passes. Okay, we're gonna move on to Resolution 2013-41. That's a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, authorizing an agreement with Johnson & Murphy and Wright for the performance of an annual audit by outside independent auditors in the amount of $33,275. Do I have any questions on that? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Okay. That passes. Okay. But this time we usually have citizens' comments from Red Bank citizens about Red Bank business, but being as we are on Zoom, I don't think we'll have any.
I interject. I'm here.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I've been waiting this whole time.
Okay, I'm sorry. Would you state your name and address?
My name is Jonathan Dawson. I live here in Red Bank on 206 West Newberry. And I was here to talk about, are we going to be following Mayor Burke's idea of staying closed with most of the businesses, or are we going to follow the governor's?
We're going to follow the governor.
Okay, because I own a business in Chattanooga on North Shore, and the big fear that I'm finding out from a lot of people, I'm in the barbering world, and if parts of the city opens up but other parts of the city doesn't, those challenges are going to really affect and impact the ones that haven't opened, like Chattanooga. I'm all in favor of opening up on May 1st or whenever, the sooner the better. But it's going to ultimately affect all the other shops that aren't opening up that are competition. That's going to hurt them. So that's my big fear for everybody as a whole.
Okay. So do you have a question other than if we're following the governor or?
Well, my big question was, the guidelines are going to be the governor's guidelines versus Mayor Burke, correct? So everything that's going to happen is going to be governor's.
Okay. Mr. City Manager, will you address this gentleman?
Yes, I will. The city will follow the state of Tennessee and Hamilton County on when we reopen the city and the guidelines and procedures for those that are able to open. Once we receive that order from Governor Lee, then we'll issue a press release about that.
Okay, that'd be great. Also, is this the first time you guys have used Zoom?
Yes. Can you not tell?
I use Zoom. I've been using Zoom for a long time, and we use it for church. And just an easier thing to do to help out, because there's a lot of feedback I can hear from everyone, is if whoever is talking at the time they're talking, everyone else hit the mute button, it'll make the meeting so much easier.
Okay. Well, we're hoping we don't have any more meetings like this.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you for the information. I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
At this time, I'll hear a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we're adjourned.
Adios.
Ruth.
Bye.
Bye-bye.